I guess I'll start whenever.
Yeah.
All right. Oops. Hi, folks. This is Ralph Smith. No, I'm not Richard Pettis, but this is on his Facebook page. We'll get to Richard in a minute. I'm the host of Lake County Roundtable for the last decade, and what we're talking about today is something called hometown rule, which is going to be an issue that's going to be talked about at the Eustis City Commission this coming Thursday night. And that's the reason we want to make you apprised of this. So if you are in agreement that you can make your voices heard either by attending or by contacting the individuals that are going to be voting on this. We had Anthony Sabatini last time. He's not with us today.
This is not live.
But he sent us the information that we need in regards to this. And here it is right here. On the agenda this week, they have a proposed resolution declaring support for home rule.
And that's for Eustis.
Which is the principal.
Eustis.
Yeah, I already said that.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
You want to start over? All right. On the agenda this week is a proposed resolution declaring support for home rule, which is the principle and power of local government to operate free from state legislative oversight. Total local control sounds like a good concept, correct? Not really. Anthony says he will be voting against this bad resolution, and the reason why is the unconstrained home rule is too often used as a justification for local government's relentless tendency to overregulate. For example, local governments were always eager to diminish the Second Amendment by banning and regulating firearms. The Florida legislature responded by preempting the ability of local government to regulate firearms in any way. Had the legislature not done this, a city government would not think twice about harmfully regulating this area. And for a perfect example of that, we're going to go to Richard Pettis of Central Florida Hydro Dipping, who earlier this year was illegally denied the right to display his high-quality hand-built firearms in the city-sponsored street festival, which he was giving away through a raffle, after Anthony alerted the city of Mount Dora regarding this to its illegality. Of Eustis to his illegality. Pettis was finally free to left engage in his business. We've seen this tendency of overregulation in the nearby city of Mount Dora. Florida issued a code violation against one of its citizens because she painted her home in a depiction of the famous painting The Starry Night. First, the city argued it was graffiti, and when that failed, they argued that the house was an unpermitted sign. The city code contains a definition of sign so broad that nearly any tangible objection falls within its definition and therefore can be regulated. This is another example of out-of-touch local government. Bottom line is, folks, the Florida legislature is controlled primarily by conservatives and Republicans. They're looking out for our interests. They're going to cover the Constitution and respect it. A lot of cities and municipalities are not. So if you're a resident of the state of Florida, even though you have a legislator that's largely Republican, you're going to end up being stuck with rules by progressives and Democrats who will restrict your constitutional rights. And as I said before, without any further ado, I want to introduce you to a man who really has dealt with this firsthand in the city of Eustis a month or so, Richard Pettis.
Thank you, Ralph. My whole deal is we already have enough regulations, we already have enough rules. When we take a bunch of people that aren't from here, put them in charge here, and then start letting them make their own rules and regulations, look how many cities across the United States that have gun bans right now are the craziest, ridiculous regulations on firearms. And I'm talking about firearms because that's what I do.
Yeah.
In my personal deal with the city of Eustis, I can count on one hand how many times I've set up a display with my firearms. And every time I have set up a display, it's been to benefit somebody else that needed help.
Yes, it has.
I don't do it just to advertise my business. It boils down to we already have enough regulations. We already have enough rules. If this passes through, and it keeps passing through all these little small cities, before long, the state of Florida is going to be a Democratic state. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to be easier and easier and easier for them to start passing any kind of rules, from gun bans to higher taxes. With this law, with this proposal that they're doing, if it passes, what do they call it? Their hometown ruling. Excuse me, I'm aggravated. But if the hometown ruling passes, you take a small town business that's paying somebody minimum wage, which is what, $8.15 or something an hour, I guess. I don't know. And the city of Eustis could say, if you're going to have a small business, you're going to pay your employees $12 an hour.
And we see this happen in other cities throughout the country, and it's been...
Then what happens to the small town business?
Yeah.
The one that's been here for years and years and years.
Exactly.
Now he's no longer here. Now there's, a big box store here. Your taxes on your property, your business, everything can go crazy high. They can set things the way they want it to be. Yeah. They could even say that you're not allowed to fish in the Lake Eustis in the city limits after 9 o'clock at night if that's what they want to do.
There's also, Anthony sent us a few things talking about laws banning styrofoam cups and plastic bags. Yep. Large sodas. Remember de Blasio in New York doing that, and occupational taxes of a higher amount that's restrictive and will keep new people from entrepreneurs, young businesses from starting and going on. And even this probably ain't a bad one, but it should be local government decides it. As far as banning cell phone use while driving, bans cutting trees down on your own property. It was listed over in Howie and Hills that happened about a year ago on that. And
we'll see them raise cows and hay without cutting trees down from time to time. Which is, by the way, is how y'all eat.
Yeah. So bottom line, folks, we probably haven't done as good a job as we could. But the bottom line, I hope you get the point that you need to show up at Eustis City Council Thursday night if you want to have a voice on this and protect your rights in the city of Eustis. And any other cities this becomes something we're aware of, we'll share that information as well, and hopefully others will. Show up. Or if you can't show up, call your city commissioners. Matter of fact, the one that's on your side is Anthony Sabatini. You can call him about any time you want it.
Yep.
455-2928, area code 352. And the other 5 city. Oh, by the way, the other 4 city commissioners. If you go on the website, Eustis' website, you'll see Anthony's cell number. The other 4 city commissioners do not put their cell number on the city website. I wonder why. So you may need to call the city to get their information or number, but call the city of Eustis and ask for any of the other ones. Carla Janan, Bob Moran, Maria Alberti, and Linda Bob. Okay, ask for any one of those 3.
I like her.
She's a good lady. I like Linda. I hope she'll listen. I hope at least one more will too. But anyway, thank you, folks. Richard, any final words you want to say to
guys? It boils down. We already got way too much government in this little town, and most of the government we have ain't even from here. And if you people that are from here want to keep our little town anywhere near like it used to be, you need to have your butt there at that commission meeting. There's way too much power already. Home rule power. Get online, Google pros and cons of it. Pay attention to the stories that are on there from the liberal people, and pay attention to the stories that are on there from people that are not happy with it. And remember, if you have a small town business or you own a little piece of land in the city of Eustis, they can make it however they want to by doing this. They can raise your taxes, they can raise the minimum wage to where you as a business owner cannot afford to be in business any longer. I mean, there's so many different things they could do. Imagine trying to open a new business and they say, okay, well, you have to do this or you have to do that. There's already enough regulations for somebody to open a business. I can tell you stories right now of a man in Eustis that he's going through pure heck right now. And the city of Eustis is the one that asked him to buy the property to do what he's wanting to do. And they won't even help him get his business started yet. I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on. So you really need to be there, and you need to back up your small town. I mean, again, and I know it's a pain in the butt, it's short notice, you only got 2 days.
Yeah.
But I just found out about this, and I don't even live in the city of Eustis, but my little fat butt, if there's any way possible for me to be there, I will be. Although I got some major plans already started, but guys need to show up, show your support for your town. All
right. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and we'll hopefully see you Thursday night.
Thank you, guys. I had to get him. I had to take him out.
Oh, that's right. You told me his nuts were getting big.
Hello, fella. Yeah, you gonna go over and see me?
Okay.
Huh?
Let's see. We want to keep this about 5-7 minutes. Well, I thought if it's okay with you, what I do, that original thing that Anthony did, I'll introduce, start the thing, and then since it talks about you, then I'll come in with you And I'll say, and the man one of the me too, because Richard's like the guest. I'm basically I'm basically like Ed McMahon. I'm the straight man. I'm going to introduce Johnny here in a minute.
You can see, here's Johnny.
Okay. All right.
Seems good.
So I'm gonna start reading this thing, and we'll explain a little bit about what it means. I'll do a little like the moderator, and then I will pan over, I'll introduce you, I'll read you, and then I'll say, and here we have, and then you go off and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
All right? And let us know when you get about 7 minutes, and then we'll tie it up. Okay?
All right.
All right. Well, we already did. We recorded it on Vance.
This has been raccoon approved.
Really good. He's going to send a link to it. So we're going to do a short Facebook Live on now in a minute announcing this thing. We'll do that tomorrow. And people look for it. Kind of reverse way we did that.
I'm a wildly crazy coon.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a bad little coon.
No, I got a professional video guy.
Coon. I'm a bad little coon. Say,
You know Vance.
say I'm Rita. Say Rita. Say hi Rita. Say hey, I'm Rita. Woohoo. That's comes everybody upside down. Huh?
No. Well, you can watch us do our thing now. We're going to do
He's a nut. She's a nut.
on the Eustis, and we're going to be putting up a video, right, Richard?
Yes, sir. On home rule power.
Yep, it'll be up tomorrow morning, and we'll be talking a little bit about you folks coming out to the Eustis City Council meeting this coming Thursday night. And the details will be all tomorrow. We talked a lot about different things and the reasons you should be there. And Richard?
You need to voice your opinions on this hometown rules, because if you own a piece of property in Eustis, or you own a small business in Eustis, I don't care if you own the biggest business in Eustis, you need to voice your opinion on this, because if this goes through the way that they want it to go through, the way that some of our city councilors trying to get it to go through, it's not going to be good in the future for the city of Eustis. If you remember Eustis the way that I remember Eustis, you need to be there.
Absolutely. Folks, they tried to take this man's constitutional right away a while back from displaying his wares when he was trying to do a good deed for different entities by raffling off some guns for cancer, and also for a young boy named Jay, and also for the Lake County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah.
And the city of Eustis has not been a friend to people who support the Second Amendment in the past. If they get this hometown rule, they'll be able to skirt the Constitution of the state of Florida and the laws of the
From
state
any
of Florida.
angle.
From any angle. Not just guns, too. You may not care about guns. You may care about your signage. You may care about your, you want to drink out of a styrofoam cup, or...
The amount of taxes you pay.
Yep. Plastic bags, what have you. So
Whether you're a business owner or a private citizen, a homeowner, the amount of taxes you pay.
Exactly. So tune in tomorrow morning, probably around 7 or 8 o'clock. We'll have this video. It's a lot more detail. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. And we hope you'll watch it and share it with your friends. As a matter of fact,
Please.
share this with your friends so they'll look for the next one to share, okay? Because it's about 10 minutes long.
Anywhere and everywhere in this part of town, because anybody from anywhere can come to this meeting. You don't have to be a resident of the city of Eustis to
That is
show up
correct.
at this city meeting. So make sure you share it, please, 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 please. If you guys are friends of mine, you better share it, because we need all the help you can get. So, and I'm saying we need all the help that you can get, and I mean it as you, because this is going to affect your taxes. It's going to affect any kind of business that you have now, own now, or you may want to open later in life. Imagine having to pay a $10 or $15 per hour for your minimum wage employee here in the city of Eustis.
Exactly.
How many of that businesses are here are going to get closed down overnight? So
Absolutely.
you need to pay attention to this, and you need to show up at this meeting that's coming up on Thursday
And
night.
support Commissioner Sabatini. He is solidly behind not letting this hometown rule become the law of the land in Eustis. We got 4 of the commissioners we're not so sure about. Matter of fact, we're pretty sure they're going the other way. So let's convince them otherwise. All right?
Thank you, guys.
See you tomorrow on Facebook.
Please share.
Share and share.
Amy Espinosa joined.
Oh, good.
He had about 6 or 7 people,
Okay, cool.
I only have
including
one
Anthony.
share. I'll kill him.
You have any idea?
Hi, I'm Ralph, and I'm Rick.
So who's got the most views?
Well, I don't know. Mine won't show for some reason.
I got 93 already.
How do you get to show the views? It did the
It
first
says
time.
right up underneath the video.
I know, but mine went away. It was on there, and then it ain't on there no more.
Sure enough, it is. All right, turn Facebook off, turn it back on.
Okay. All right. Try again. All right, there we go. See, no views.
Well, that's messed up.
Showed 47 here a minute ago. Do you know how to do that? How to get the views?
No,
Mine shows up intermittently.
I don't use the cell phone much for watching videos.
Man, I'm gonna lose the rest of that roof. They'll get out here and get the damn thing fixed. I got 100 views and a hell of a lot of thumbs ups.
That's good. Let's see.
Yeah, I hadn't. I was telling Ralph I've been working on the whole issue of too many Democrats getting into city councils because it's they're nonpartisan, and so they've been doing it undercover.
Right.
You know?
Oh, okay. Just it
And
popped up and it went away. I had 73.
So now we're trying
So you got
to
more than I got.
get that highlighted and to come up with recommendations for who to vote for in the elections that are coming
There you
up
go.
this
I
November.
got 71. So you beat me. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so I've got a list of about 15 things that I was going to print and give out at a couple of upcoming Republican meetings, but the one that you mentioned, and now I forgot already, was the minimum wage.
Okay.
Yeah, what I need is examples though. I need examples of it going on. It's like sanctuary cities, we know that's going on. We know that there are cities now where they're putting in other rules, and so what they've generally been pushing through this home rule. Mm-hmm. Now, what are they actually? Is it an ordinance that they're voting on?
It's non-binding.
Already, Bo.
I only got 90.
Let's get them.
That's all right. By tomorrow we'll have.
Okay, there's Ralph Smith fighting with a shoe in his Halloween costume.
Yep.
Here we go. Uh-oh.
You're live, baby.